Why do I hate my 2004 SL500 Mercedes? These cars were the cream of the crop when they came out, fitted with hydraulic suspension, a fast as hell engine, convertible, heated and cooled leather seats. It was an awesome ride when it came out. But why do I hate the one that I own? I mean, what's not to like about this car? I'm not even sure what it costs new, but I'll bet you it was close to 80 grand. And, Mercedes makes a great car, great safety features. This was a nice car. I should temper my story about why I hate my Mercedes with telling you that I bought this car for $100. That's right, $100. This car came into my shop 3.5 years ago and needed a suspension line replaced. We replaced it, and the customer, he was strange. And so he had a little bit of an invoice, and he came in and said, the car, I was going to give it to somebody. They don't want it. They got another car. Can we do something about this bill? And I said, yeah. Do you want to sell the car? He says, yeah. Let's sell it and split the money. I'm like, no. Do you want to sell it to me? And the fella goes, yeah, I'll sell it to you. He says, how much? I go, well, how about I just forget this bill? And he says, gosh, I've paid some of that. Could you give me $100? So I bought this 2004 SL500 with 98,000 miles on it for $100. You can't beat it, right? I got to start this car up. It's kind of cold out today in Texas. And let's see. There's part of the problem. Fix your roll bar. Raise, lower roll bar. I mean, look at that. It kind of blocks your view. That's kind of frustrating. And I can't move it up or down. Now, you could argue, hey, dumbass, you've owned this car 3 years. You haven't got the hydraulics fixed and the top fixed. Why would you not do that? You've paid nothing for this car. Yeah, you're right. The next problem is the suspension. All right. When we got it, we replaced a suspension line for the customer that paid for it. And I drove it for a while, and then the left rear started sagging. Turns out that hydraulic shock was bad. So I bought one. My cost was $900 with tax. Now, I didn't buy the Hung Chow brand from Amazon. I didn't buy one from Mercedes. I bought a good one. But $900. And then my mechanic and I took an hour or two to figure out how to get the damn thing out. And then we had to bleed the system, and the suspension worked again for a while. But what's the problem today? Well, the problem today is the car's at the right height. No problem. But as soon as you hit a bump where the suspension extends, then it stays almost fully extended. And you look like you're driving a Crown Victoria on 24s. It rides high. And since the suspension is mostly extended, it rides kind of rough, not like it does when it normally works. Now, I've not really looked into what the problem is now. I really feel like this Mercedes is beyond my scope of ability to work on. I feel like I need to go to a Mercedes specialist. And I laugh at my customers that buy these fancy cars and then bitch and moan about the price of repairs and maintenance on them. Yet here I am with a Mercedes that's 21 years old now, and I'm bitching and moaning. I get it. I deserve to be made fun of. Another thing that gets me on this car is the old technology. All right? We got a CD player. Nobody carries CDs anymore. I think it's got a CD changer behind the seat, too. But no Bluetooth, no satellite radio, no music streaming. So here I'm driving around in what's supposed to be a really nice luxury car, and I have my FM modulator so that I can have Bluetooth and stream my music. It's not that that was a problem with the car. I understand. I'm driving a 20-year-old car. The problem is we've gotten used to these modern technologies. Now, I will say I like the look of this car. I mean, these are sharp body lines. We just put new tires on it recently. No, those are not Bimbo brakes. The Bimbo that owned the car before me sprayed his calipers red. But the body on this car is nice and straight. It looks cool. It is fun to drive when it works right. Why am I hating this car, hating on this car, wanting to sell this car? Honestly, for me, you know how they say the cobbler's kids always need shoes? Well, let me tell you, the mechanic's car always needs work. In the 3 years that I've had this car, I've failed to address the top. Now the roll bar's gone bad. I've failed to accurately accept and replace the suspension and make this car ride right. And maybe the problem is not the car, the problem is me. That's probably what the problem is. Because she is a fun car to drive, and she hauls ass, and she's only got 108,000 miles on her. But then I also look at it and go, we've owned this car over 3 years, and we've put 10,000 miles on it. Now, I know it's not a daily driver, but man, if you're going to own it, you can drive it. And that's what's kind of led me to think maybe it's time to let this Mercedes go. My wife has found an Audi A5 that we bought that she's sort of claimed to now. So it's probably time to sell this Mercedes off and move on. You know what else the problem is? Again, it's a me problem. I'm fat and I'm tall. And squatting down into this car can be a little bit of a problem. Fancy enough, the suspension, when it rides high, as soon as you shut the key off, it falls back to its proper position, meaning it takes a crowbar and a jar of Vaseline for me to get in and out of this car. But I will say, once I'm in it, it has plenty of room, and it's comfortable. And here in Texas, it's been cold this week, and I'll tell you, this Mercedes has a great heater. The heated seats work great. It's a comfortable, fun car to drive. I just think at this point, it's probably not the car for us. And while I'm a little bit sad that we've decided it's time to let this car go, there's plenty of things it needs. Yes, they could be fixed. I'm probably just not the guy to fix it. So that's my story. Do I really hate the SL500? No. I hate the repair costs of the SL500. I hate that Mercedes reliability gets to an age of neglect by the previous owner or two owners, and honestly by me for the last 3 years, where when these things break and they all start breaking at the same time, it gets pretty expensive. I think these cars now are selling around $10,000 with the top and the suspension working. I'll probably try to sell it for about half that, because I know if you're not a Mercedes tech or somebody that has a great hookup, you're going to be paying some money to get this car fixed. Yeah, I've enjoyed it. It is comfortable. It is fun. I'll continue to drive it until it sells. But I guess it's just time for this SL to find itself another owner. If you like this video, if you have a comment, if you think I'm being a whiny bitch, whatever your thought might be on it, leave me a comment down below. I'd certainly appreciate hearing what you think of the SL500. And, I do have mixed emotions about it, but hey, time to move on. Thanks for watching, y'all. Have a good day.